Hello everybody and welcome back to the PowerPoint presentation by Solow. This is now slide number 21, about 12, so I should get all slides represented on this video. So on to the next video from current slide and present on what the investment curve is when you work with economics. This shows investment at 30% of capital, where you can see the law of diminishing return affects the investment curve the same way it affects the capital curve. So that's the diagram here. So you know that Y is equal to the output and K is capital. And then this blue line represents the investment curve line. And investment equals to 0.3, which is 30%. 0.3 multiplied by output. So once you sum, you have to multiply the either 0.3 or the 30% by the output. And that's how it is. That's the diagram of the investment curve. Yeah, I learned that in college, what that is, and then I have to draw it as well. And then we'll have to demonstrate to find a certain number. So yeah, that's it. Very interesting. Very interesting to learn the investment curve. Not to forget how everything breaks and dies. So, for example, like I said before, the depreciation curve. Assume depreciation of 2%. If it's down to 0 or even near 100%, it is not down. And it will start to break down and the business will start to fail. And that's when we realize the business is going to die. And it's going to go bankrupt and it'll be shut down and the profits will also die. Because they're not maximized and it's going down and it's minimizing a lot. So this is about the capital output, depreciation and investment. Let's bring all the graphs together in one and have a look at what it can tell us from this graph. So, see the blue line is the investment equals 0.3 multiplied by capital. And depreciation is equal to 0.202, which is 2%, and multiplied by capital. And then the output line is the output equals to various capital. So those are all the lines that match together all in one curve. Sometimes that could come up in an exam when you study third level in economics in university when going for a master's or a bachelor's degree. If you are studying this in third level, you more likely will have to understand this curve. Understand the investment, the depreciation and the capital curve. This is about the Solow growth. The start points in this slide point out what is known as the steady state. Steady state is where our investments are equal to depreciation. This means that we maintain our capital perfectly. So here's the curve. It is matched together by both the investment and depreciation. And this star is the steady state. And you see they are matched together, so they indeed are equals together. So investments equals to depreciation. Again, this might be very interesting to study into a level, so I think it's very important that we understand this as well, the steady state. Let's move on to the next slide. What happens when we have capital stock below the steady state? What will happen if we added additional capital beyond our steady state point? Use the same graph as from the previous slide. It's investment, depreciation, and the capital output equals the capital. So say in the curve. And this is called Solow growth. So similar diagram curve, this is Solow growth. If we operate here, our investments are higher than the depreciation. This means that we are adding the capital stock and increasing output. The reason why is that the investments have more percentage than depreciation. There's 10 more percentage than depreciation, and it's improving its stock in capital, and it's increasing the output as well. And also comes here to this side. It is going through the depreciation and to match the investment line as well. And that means that the investment, it has more the percentage of the depreciation. And that's a good example. And then it says we naturally move towards the steady state. And this is also called Solow growth. This is another good diagram that the sign once again matches between the depreciation and the investment curves. If we operate here, our depreciation is higher than the investment. So this is the opposite now. Depreciation is higher than the investment curve. So that means that capital is losing its productivity. And that also means that we naturally again have to move back to the steady state. We have to start again. Because if the investment, it won't increase stock and the capital won't improve, and that means we need to start again immediately. We need to improve more investment than the depreciation. Again, this is called Solow growth, so all this is more related to the Solow growth. And see that both of them are going down to 400. So it matches the 400 altogether. And now this is the next slide. And this means that the steady state is kind of inevitable. But at steady state, we are just tipping along at the same rate and not growing it. How can we increase our output if we are trapped by the steady state? So, okay, then I think the next slide tells us how we increase it. The one way is to increase investment. In the previous slide, investment was 30% at output. Let's try and increase percent and then see what happens. Increase investment to 40%. Investment is increased, so the investment curve moves up. Here we can see that increased investment will bring us to a higher steady state, which means we can operate efficiently at a higher level. But here's the issue, we cannot invest everything, so this also still needs to limit its growth. So that's the diagram. And you see the small circle here is matching the line that is going through the line together. These circles are mostly matched to depreciation. And then this circle matches both depreciation and the investment. What that means, it's going higher and it's improving. And you see this blue line here, it's going to more than 400. And that means it tells us that it's increasing the investment. It is going up to more than 400. And that means it is also going up to 40%. So that is how you can fix the problem. So if depreciation is bigger than investment, you'll have to start the steady state again and make sure to increase the percentage for the investment. But this is the main issue of how this sometimes can cause a problem. But a accumulation of physical capital can only cause temporary growth, as we will always hit steady state where depreciation meets investments. So that's the main issue you need to be aware and be very careful with. Now, next part is that all of these effects apply to human capital also. We'll discuss. Let's discuss this. How does human capital have diminishing returns? How does human capital depreciate, and what investment is necessary for human capital? This heading is called educated labour or human capital. So ideas and technological advancements are what keep richer countries growing. And high returns on early stage capital is what makes poor countries grow fast. This is the conclusion. And this is actually the last slide. So I'm afraid that's the end. This is actually the end. And this icon represents that the people are growing, the population is growing in the country, and the capital is growing, trying to grow fast. And that's it. Now that's officially the end. That is the last slide of the entire presentation of more of the Solow growth. So now before I finish this off, I want to now check the current slides I presented, each slides to its balance. So let's start with the investment curve slide. But not to forget how everything breaks and dies slide. No issues. The capital output slide. No issues. Most of find this interesting because the investment and depreciation slides match together and they go down to 400 on the capital side. This start point. This was the point. And punctuation mark. And the punctuation mark. Issues? Wait. Increase investment slide, which is the most interesting I learned in this presentation. Increasing the investment.